Hey guys, Creator Mom, good morning. I just wanted to chat real quick about when the parts come up, when the parts of us that are the protecting parts come up. The parts, are like the stories, when they come up, when those feelings come up, it's an opportunity. What is an opportunity for? It's an opportunity to start the unblending process with that part. Especially if it's come up and you're like, ew, oh, I don't like this feeling, or boy, this is strange. I don't feel like I'm supposed to feel this way, or whatever. Okay, example. So lately, this job that I have has been, see, everything in our life is a deeper thing. Everything is a deeper meaning. This job that I have is not just a job. I'm going to learn not only just about the physical reality of the job, whatever. That's one thing. There's a deeper meaning to the job that it's going to bring up deeper shit for me to resolve. And I think that it's like that for all of us in our lives. Nothing is just the thing. I think with God and with spirituality, everything is double meaning, double entendre, right? Or like my favorite quote that I made up myself is, God likes to kill two birds, or more than two birds, with one stone. Let me open my Chromebook here real quick. So, at any rate, self-inquiry, right? It's the deeper meaning and the deeper part to life. And I think that when these parts come up, we need to pay attention to it. And it's not navel gazing, because now we're ready to pay attention to it and not come into agreement with it necessarily, because we understand that, hey, I don't know about this. You know what I mean? We start to question it. But we don't know what to do, because we feel so one with the feeling. We feel blended with it. We feel like it's us. It feels very real and true. But we still we have the awareness to be like, So anyways, when we have the awareness to be like, that's our signal, I think, to kind of dig into that and say, what's here? What is this? Write it down. I was surprised that I forgot to write things down that I was experiencing, and I'm like, why haven't I been journaling it? I was listening to Byron Katie, and she kind of confirmed that to me too, because she believes in writing shit down too. You get it out your head, you get it on the paper to look at it and say, is this really true? So with this job, the belief that's coming up for me, the unworthiness, the exile in internal family systems, right, is like this unworthy part of me. It feels so shameful and unworthy, right? And in my job, I get paid by the hour, but I also can get paid commission for appointments. My protector part, whatever, I don't know. It's just like saying this part was coming up and telling me that I am not even worth getting paid if I don't make appointments. Even though the contract that I have says I get paid hourly and appointments are a bonus, like I get paid extra. But this part is irrational, because it doesn't have, it was probably developed, my brain was more underdeveloped or whatever. So it's irrational. It doesn't give a shit about logic. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't care about logic. I don't know. That's why I feel like talking to it or like fighting against it doesn't work. Like, what do you mean I'm not worthy to get paid, part? Like, I have kids. I have a family. I said, no. It doesn't give a shit about logic. It's irrational. It's emotional. It's just saying no. And the feeling is so strong. The feeling is so true and real that if I didn't make appointments, that I don't deserve to get paid for my time and efforts. And I was reflecting on this and asking questions to this part, and it said, if I don't, what did it say? Hold on a second. Shit, I gotta go back here in my notes. I was using ChatGPT. Let me pause. Yeah, so the part says, if I have nothing to show for, then I'm not worth it. So yeah, if I have nothing to show for it, I'm not worth it is the exile. That's the exile's belief. I asked ChatGPT to break it down for me in internal family systems. So the funny thing was that I actually wasn't able to make appointments this week, and when Friday came, I sent my invoice, and generally every week since I started working, I have been paid immediately after sending an invoice. I mean, less than 60 seconds after sending an invoice, So, and then strangely, this time around, I wasn't, right? And it wasn't because of the person's intention, was what my exile or protector parts were saying. It was for a different reason. So, so, it was funny that I got to experience that, though. It was almost like that fear or that thing that the unworthy part was afraid of, like, happened, like. So then, Friday came and went, and there was no payment, and I thought, well, what could have happened? I was thinking maybe he lost his phone or whatever. My mind was trying to come up with all kinds of reasons, or, like, oh, well, maybe he is mad at me, but that would be immature, So then, I reached out to my friend and was telling her about it, and she suggested to be direct, to ask him, to send a message asking. And I also have a part that likes to be avoidant, more so avoidant, because it was like, no, if I ask, then I'm going to be blamed for being greedy or selfish or, something like that. But then anyways, I decided to ask like she suggested, because I knew also that being direct is the only way to come out of the patterns, the maladaptive patterns I've developed. So I went ahead and asked on Saturday, like almost afternoon, and he said, oh, I'm sorry, like I thought, I thought I did pay you, and he apologized, you know what I mean, and he paid me right away. Had I not asked, I would have not received anything. I would have sat there wondering, but it was bothering me because this, it needed to be addressed, right? So, yeah. Again, I think that avoidance was probably a manager or protector part saying, no, don't ask, because then you're going to be hurt again. You're going to be accused of being something because you asked for the money, Anyways, none of that happened at all. So because none of that played out, and he was actually very kind and said, oh, I thought I did pay you. I'm so sorry. Let me do it right now. And he like apologized again. And guess what my protector part said next? Did it decide to believe him for what it was worth? No. The protector part suggested, watch out. Don't believe him. He's just lying. Of course he's going to say that. That's passive aggressive. He's just going to say that, but really underneath the surface, he's trying to punish you because you weren't able to make appointments. So he's really punishing you subtly, and he's not going to say that. Of course he's going to say, oh gosh, yes, I thought I did pay you, and be apologetic. But you can't trust what people say, because people don't mean what they say. You got to read between the fucking lines. My time is almost up on this video, but that's kind of, maladaptive from experiences or whatever, I guess. That's the protector part saying, stay hyper vigilant, don't trust. And it's protecting the exile. My exile, it says, if I have nothing to show for, I'm not worth it. It feels shame, unworthiness, worthlessness. And the protector is trying to protect that exile from being harmed again. But beneath this all, or within this all, is my self energy. And ChatGPT said, when you said, I don't want to create this dynamic, I want to work with kind people, I know logically that I'm doing the work and I deserve to be paid, like, these are things the core self knows, and the core self, ChatGPT said, you can tell the parts, thank you for trying to keep me safe, protector, right? But I've got this now. And if the time comes where I do observe that somebody's being rude or disrespectful to me, then I will leave. I will do something about it. It's kind of like working with these parts and showing them you can trust yourself and that you're strong now, I think is the way that people are saying that we work with these parts that are suspicious or don't trust people because of past experiences and things like that, you know, because we don't want to keep creating those patterns in our life. We have to stop it by stop obeying this protector part. Anyways, I'm about to run out of time, so I'll end the video here. Peace, peace, peace.